it's Jack Beckman. We're here at John Force Racing. I drive John's Peak Antifreeze and Coolant Chevrolet SS. Our guys have to be perfect. It's 11,000 horsepower. If they make a mistake, it shows up pretty much at about 200 feet on the run. We are taking out all 8 rods and pistons and putting a fresh set in. It doesn't mean they're junk. We don't have the time to disassemble, inspect, reassemble, and put them back in for the next run. These guys are on a 35-minute tear it down, reassemble it, and restart the thing. So if they measure them, we've got fixtures to test the length of the rods, the dish of the pistons, and it's a go, no-go. If the pistons dish too much, it's a cool souvenir. If everything looks okay, if the rings still pivot on it okay, it'll be reassembled, connected to another connecting rod, put back in a rack of 8 rods and pistons, and we have closets for everything. We'll go back in the on-deck circle. That's just rods and pistons. We have 2 race cars that ride upstairs. The primary car, which is in the pits right now, rides back here and it goes down the road with the short block in it. It's a complete engine, less cylinder heads, intake manifold, and supercharger. The backup car sits in front of it. It goes down the road with a complete clutch assembly and short block in it. We don't put cylinder heads on it yet because we don't know what compression ratio until about 2 hours before we run, and then we select compression ratio by head gasket thickness, and you can see clutch parts. Everybody has a space where they are putting parts together to go on the car. Cars together for the first round, clutch pack for second round, clutch pack for third round, clutch pack for the finals. Everything is fresh and ready to go on that car. It's a conveyor belt, so our guys have to be fast. If they're not fast, we don't make it back up there for the next round.
That's an important part.
Short block, short block, short block, short block. And traveling down the road, remember they got a camshaft, rods and pistons in them. They also have the magnetos on them. They are ready to go in the car and have cylinder heads bolted on them. Speaking of cylinder heads, we have out on the pit area, you've got a gentleman that does the right side cylinder head. He'll install it, he'll remove it after the run. You got a gentleman that does the left side cylinder head. And then we have a cylinder head technician. Jay Carter will bring the cylinder heads in here when time permits, completely disassemble them. He's got all of his parts up here. He's got springs, he's got valves, he's got all the tools that he needs to check those cylinder heads and make sure that they are serviced, ready to go back on the race car. And when we travel down the road, we have enough cylinder heads, 16, to put on 8 different engines, because that's the maximum number of runs we can make in a weekend. We carry a complete inventory. You can't run down the street to the machine shop. You don't get to go to the local auto parts store. We carry everything we need. That's why we need 2 complete haulers to take these things down the road. A NASCAR team goes to a race with 1 hauler. They've got 1 car, they've got 2 engines. Sometimes they can even carry a backup chassis. Our parts are so heavy because of the 11,000 horsepower, and the fact is we're replacing them every single run. We get to 80,000 pounds on a rig, we had to add another rig. And they're both close to the weight limit. At the end of the day, when we're done, these aisles will be full. All the tool carts, the tire racks, everything will fill up here and get strapped down, and this thing goes home, gets unloaded, set up in our shop in Brownsburg, Indiana, to look exactly like this footprint of the pits. In fact, even relative to where our teammate Austin Prock is and our teammate Brittany Force is pitted. So to the guys, when they come to work in the shop, it looks just like it would in the pits. When they're ready for a race, everything gets loaded in with fresh parts, inventory, everything serviced, and we head out for the next event.